From Pix 11 News, migrant mothers and mothers-to-be find support in New York City birthing circle. Migrant mothers, right? Just migrants, is that it? Or are you talking about criminal illegals have come together and they now have a weirdo anchor baby support group that is going to teach them how to live off the American taxpayer and the federal government for the rest of their lives? This is absolutely despicable. Now, of course, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen this video yet, but we're going to find out. And do you think this has nothing to do with the takeover in the Bronx, the takeover in Aurora, Colorado? Right? Do you think this has nothing to do with the barbershop shooting in San Francisco from a couple months ago? Is that you guys are letting these people run roughshod over everybody, I guess, in hopes of, getting some new voters in the next couple decades and some congressional seats or whatever to obviously, it's not a conspiracy at this point, conspiracy fact, perhaps, that you are clearly replacing Americans of all stripes and putting in weirdo criminal illegals. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me a little bit more and spend a tiny bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
More than a dozen migrant mothers and mothers-to-be spending...
Migrant mothers. So people with a baby bump, because we don't even know if they're women, right? Pregnant people with a baby bump who made their way through the Darien Gap and the Rio Grande River and all that are now going to be shown how to take advantage of the system even further.
Their Friday afternoon huddled inside the CUNY Graduate Center in Midtown.
So no other family?
Ningún otro miembro de tu familia.
No other family? Where's the father? Right? You left him behind. He's in a hotel somewhere. He's dealing drugs. He's on an illegal scooter. He's using a hot plate in the hotel. There's no other family, and this lady doesn't speak a word of English.
No.
Getting a crash course in navigating motherhood in a new country. Jacqueline, a 20-year-old migrant from Guatemala, arrived in the U.S. a year ago while she was pregnant. Her daughter is now 4 months old.
Antes de venir aquí, sí.
And she just accomplished the mission, right? I'm going to get pregnant right before I make this journey, then drop the baby there, and we're all going to be okay. On your dime, my dime.
Before coming here, it was a little bit harder and, participate.
That's obvious. How is this going to work? How is she? Look, I get it. There's a lot of bilingual job opportunities, but I guess she's not going to have to work. She's going to have to take care of this kid. And the feds, the state of New York, the city of New York is going to just take care of all of this because otherwise it's racist, right? This is just bizarre. Where else could you go? Right? You came from Guatemala. You couldn't find any other country to stop in. You had to get all the way to New York and then have them hand you stuff, freebies.
Participating in the circles have helped her a lot.
CUNY PhD candidate, migrant advocate, and mother of two, Marielle Acosta, started this birthing circle earlier this year. Over the last 8 months, she's...
Shut it down. This is criminal. This is almost as bad as the Tren de Aragua gang, right? Like, they are informing people on how to further their criminal actions. This needs to be shut down immediately.
Formed various community partnerships to offer these struggling women prenatal and doula services, clothing, informational workshops.
And just for the record, I don't believe many people are really in favor of this, right? Go to the New York Post, except for a handful of people in the Washington Post. But if you go to the New York Post, if you go to Pix 11, if you go to a whole bunch of news, quote unquote news websites and their Instagram accounts, their Twitter accounts, you'll see hundreds of comments of people basically saying, send them home. Now, of course, people are a little bit funnier, a little bit spicier. There's a lot of different ways to say this, but I just don't believe the only people on board with this are the weirdo political regime thugs who are gaining funds from this and the illegals who are going to live the rest of their life for free because they dropped a baby when they got to the country.
even free books and library cards.
A lot of the families we're working with, it's single mothers or mothers with other younger children, so they lack, support from their families. There's also the language barrier.
This birthing circle serves as a full-service support network for these migrant mothers and mothers-to-be. And it's not just about access to donated clothing, toys, and bottles. Being here allows them to also share information and learn the ins and outs of a healthcare system.
This is quite literally them creating the underclass. Yeah, we're going to give them a whole bunch of donated clothes. And look, I have no problem, all right? If you have brothers or sisters, you get the hand-me-downs. But, this is their whole thing is they're going to get donated clothes, and we're going to give them exactly what we believe they need, and the rest of it is going to get filtered through pockets of bureaucrats all over the place. And we're going to continue to ask for more money. We're going to continue to ask for more shelter. We're going to continue to ask for more help and give them just a tiny bit, just enough, so that they believe we're good, even though we're quite clearly evil and you should have stayed home. This is mind-boggling.
Did you just say mind-boggling?
Yeah, mind-boggling. When things are so crazy, it gets your thoughts all trapped like in a bottle.
That so many of us take for granted. Maya Hernandez, a private practice doula and birthing circle volunteer, said...
Okay, I'm sorry, but this doula thing, they've been saying that nonstop for the past 3 or so years, right? Oh, doula, abortion doula. What the hell is a doula? What are you guys talking about? It's some weird old lady who is getting money in this complete and total scam, helping illegals continue to drop anchor babies. I'm absolutely losing my mind.
I'm losing my patience.
Says that includes being aware of the law that requires you have a car seat in order to leave the hospital with your new baby.
But one area...
Yeah, we're going to give them the hand-me-down clothes, and we're going to tell them all the things that regular mothers would be arrested if they didn't do. Look, you got to have a car seat. You got to send these people to school. Now, of course, they don't have to get any vaccines. That's only for Americans. We're going to give you this food, and you're not going to like it, right? We're going to give you PB&J sandwiches, but you want arepas. You want the food of your native land, so obviously you should have stayed there. This is through the roof. And why are we not seeing all of the stories, all of the heinous crimes, all of the oppression that they're fleeing? Now, maybe I missed it. I don't know if you have to read AP Brazil not Brazil, maybe Brazil, AP Venezuela, AP Guatemala. What are you guys actually fleeing, right? And how did it magically just start to happen in, I don't know, February 2021? And then at that point in time, everybody was just seeking asylum because the rest of the world was just going crazy. And the only safe place was New York City.
New York City!
area that they really have zero support in is pregnancy and birth. When you're new to this country, you don't even recognize what formula looks like or how you know what's...
When you're new to this country, you don't even realize what formula looks like. So we're going to bring you in, indoctrinate you into our way of life, throw you some crumbs, and then everybody else can kick rocks, right? When you're new to this country, what are you talking about new to this country? You didn't fill out one little bit of paperwork. You came here completely illegally, and now you're going to tell them what formula is?
Size diapers to get.
Realmente bien, porque I feel really well.
Oh, look. Well, I'm sorry. But so that lady is clearly operating under the guise of, or under the low bigotry of expectations, right? They don't even know what formula is. They don't know what size diapers to get. They certainly don't speak English. So we're going to help them with all that. I got to go back. We got to go watch that once again. This lady is absolutely crazy. Okay.
Birth. When you're new to this country, you don't even recognize what formula looks like or how you know what size diapers to get.
Realmente bien, porque I feel really well because
they couldn't figure any of that out. They couldn't figure out formula, breastfeeding, what size diapers to get. They don't have any of that in Guatemala. We have to give them our way of life at your expense.
I've gotten to share with them a lot and learn from other mothers who are more experienced.
More than 100 women have so far taken advantage of this birthing circle. Mothers on opposite ends of the spectrum of need and expertise. Connecting at the intersection of health and goodwill.
This is absolutely infuriating.
Gay 19 times?
They are pulling on the heartstrings. They're talking in this cadence like, oh, we're helping. No, you're obviously completely evil. You were selling Americans. I mean, you were throwing Americans under the bus. And it is quite clear. It's obvious this is completely and totally despicable and evil that they are giving all of this free stuff, which they don't deserve any of it, but they're throwing them the crumbs, and they're just, because there's no other way, right? Like, if you were to look at this for what it is, you would say, obviously, no, this has got to stop. But when you throw a little girl in there, then of course we're going to be nice and we're going to give you whatever the hell it is you want. It's very similar to the Transformers, right? Everybody remembers the old Family Guy clip. Well, just do whatever the hell you want then.
Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.